Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Mark again here, Weatherman Plus. Now, I'm going to give you an update on these next two storms that are coming. And I see people pushing an issue about the nor'easter. It's really going to be a little East Coast storm. It's not going to be a nor'easter. As well as that low pressure that's moving through the Atlantic, through the East Coast. And it's never shown to be anything, guys. But I see a lot of people are pushing the narrative for that. So I will update you and let you know what's going on with all that. Plus, I got you updates on that CME that hit and what we have left to it, as well as what's going on with the New Mexico fires. Because the McBride fire is just getting out of hand and just crazy. Now, if you've never been here before, hello, my name is Mark. I am all year long. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and click all so you get all my notifications of my videos. All I ask, if you know anybody in any of these impacts, please share this information on social media. Give people the latest information and warnings of what's going on. As well as hit that like button. Help me get around to new people every day. Now, you do have a tornado risk for today. You have a 2%, as well as a little wind and some hail as well. Significant chance for hail, especially northeastern Oklahoma and western Arkansas. And your tornado threat for today is Tulsa, Oklahoma, Little Rock, Arkansas, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, Fort Smith, Arkansas, and Fayetteville, Arkansas. As well as your hail threat. You have significant chance for hail, severe, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, Fort Smith, Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, as well as Springdale, Arkansas. And you also have your 5% down here in the brown. Now, tomorrow, you still have the severe weather in the south. I think flash flooding is going to be your biggest issue. No chances for tornadoes. You have a 5% chance for some winds and a 5% chance for some hail. And Sunday, you have a chance for severe weather as well. You have 5% in all this brown and 15% in this yellow. And so far, a severe weather risk for Sunday, the most severe is going to be Mobile, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi, Gulfport, Mississippi, Monroe, Louisiana, and Hattiesburg, Mississippi, as well as your 5%. Now, you do have flash flooding for today in this green, a marginal, and tomorrow it's going to move a little bit further south, and as you go into Sunday, a little bit further to the southeast. Chances for flash flooding. Now, today, according to National Weather Service, you have chance for rainfall. You still have that storm coming by Northern California, and it will be putting an inch of rainfall in all this blue and a chance for 2 inches in this pink, as well as right here for the Tennessee, Kentucky Valley. As you go to tomorrow, it's going to go a little bit further south with a little bit of an inch of rainfall, and as you go through Sunday, it's going to be a little bit further to the southeast of an inch of rainfall. But for the 3 days, it will start to add up to 2 inches plus in all this pink, as well as for the northwest. You will be getting an inch and 2 inches, and higher elevations will be seeing a lot of snow. I believe it's up to a foot. At the same time, as this low pressure moves off to the southeast by South Carolina within 3 days, it will continue to move while you have that tropical wave just east of the Bahamas. And you can tell as it moves towards northeast, all the effects of the rainfall from this storm will be in the Atlantic Ocean, but it will be a little bit of snow and a little bit of rainfall on the wraparound for the northeast. While that tropical wave just isn't doing anything. It never showed that it was going to do anything. Now, you still got your fire threat in all this pink for today for New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, western Kansas, and portions of Colorado. Now, remember, all the links are in the description to help save you time to whichever part of the video you came here to see. It's in the description down below. Make sure to hit that like. But for today, your fire risk is elevated in all this orange, and it is critical in this red. In all your cities that's impacted by the fire risk for today is Colorado Springs, Colorado, Pueblo, Colorado, Cameron Hills, Colorado, Fountain, Colorado, and Las Vegas, New Mexico. I also got the link in the description so you can go follow all the information about the McBride fire and what's going on with them over there. Now, the McBride wildfire in Ruidoso, New Mexico has destroyed hundreds of houses and forced thousands to flee the mountain town. And unfortunately, we have lost an elderly couple that did lose their lives in their home that tried to evacuate, guys. So God bless you and your family if you are related or anywhere near or any way touched with this family. I wish the best for you. And a lot of people did lose their homes, unfortunately, because of this wildfire. And it's not just partial, it's totally destroyed. But I got this link in the description so you can go follow this story yourself, as well as all the details that are in this story and what's still going on, guys. I also got these videos on file for y'all. This one's by CBS News, so you can see exactly what was going on with this fire. There is a lot of video footage as well. Tell you what, it was way bigger than I thought it was going to be. Homes just got destroyed. I also got this video from Andy Mania 1911. It shows what it was like to drive out of this, trying to get away from these fires. They were all over the place, all over these roads. It was a very narrow escape for a lot of people. And when you look at your precipitable water for the next couple of days, you can just see that northern Texas, western Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, western Kansas, as well as Colorado. Y'all don't have any precipitation coming to y'all area at all within the next couple of days. And humidity really dries up, especially this afternoon by 5 to 7 p.m. You get into the single digits for southeast New Mexico, western and northern Texas. Very dry, and you are getting a little bit of wind in that condition. And as you go through Saturday, it's going to expand a little bit more towards western Texas and southern New Mexico for your driest humidity. You can also see as your day goes along, you're going to start getting some 20 and 30 miles per hour wind gusts that could get up to 40 and 50, especially the higher elevations. And it will go down by this evening with the winds. But then tomorrow, these winds are coming right back for noontime, 30 and 40 miles per hour wind gusts that will be kicking in with these dry, humid conditions. But the winds start dying down very quickly once you get to 8 p.m. for tomorrow night, and it will be overnight with 20 miles per hour wind gusts. Plus, the update on this next big storm. If you've never been here, we've been talking about this forever. We've been knowing about this on my channel for a long time. But you do see what the potential velocity anomaly, showing how strong these cyclones can get. Our country being West Coast 120 and East Coast 60W. This is our region. So we do have that system that is passing through the upper Midwest. It is going to be dropping a little bit of snowfall. But as we go towards the 19th and on, we have a system coming that's going to grow even stronger. And no, this is not your nor'easter in the Northeast. The Northeast storm is just going to be a coast storm. It's not going to be super big, guys. This is actually going to be up into Canada. You can also see this on the Euro, the storm that we're about to get, as well as the one that comes around the 20th, going to be for upper Midwest a little bit and go into Canada. Now, when you look at your NAO, your North Atlantic Oscillation, to see if you're going to be on a high ridge with this jet stream or go into a low trough. You can see right when we go into the 19th and the 20th, it's going to start going into a low trough. Now, this is mainly going to be a little bit for the upper Midwest and a little bit for the Northeast because it is going to be mostly towards Canada. And it's going to hang around all the way to the late 20s and go away. And when you look at your AO, your Arctic Oscillation, lets you know when you're going to have cold air coming down or not. You can see there is going to be a cold front coming down all the way to the 21st and 22nd, as well as going back up for the end of the month and maybe coming back again towards later April, which will be on the west side of the U.S. Now you can see this here on your latest MJO, your Madden-Julian Oscillation. As this cold air comes around, now this is our west coast right here in this 7, and this is our east coast right here in this 8. This 1 is our MDR. So if you turn this around, you can see clearly that this is going from the 15th through the 19th from the west, going to the mid-Atlantic and the northeast, and then it's going to circle back towards the end of the month, which will go to the west. And when you look at your 850 millibars over all of North America, you can see with your temperatures that it does swing towards the northeast all the way to the 19th. We start getting to the negative tilt right there, and this is where your potential storm will be in the northeast. So the cold air does go towards the northeast, but towards the end of the month, you can see how it starts swinging towards the west, and that is bringing colder temperatures to the west side of the U.S. while we have our big storm in the 20s that goes through the upper Midwest and goes out towards Canada with all that system. But you can also see as you follow the coldest of the air in the north, that as you go towards the end of April, it all starts to go away so we can start warming up for May. So this is going to bring a little bit of cold temperatures, a little bit of wind chill. You got some coming this weekend from that first system. But talking on the future of these storms, on the 19th, you're going to start getting some cold air waking up in the 20s for the upper Midwest. And you're going to be in the 40s everywhere else. But with the wind chill, it is going to feel like y'all in the 20s all the way to the Ohio Valley, to the intercoastal Northeast. And maybe even some teen temperatures up to single digits for North Dakota. As you go to the 20th, this is going to swing towards the northeast, get a little bit on the west as well. And with the wind chills, it's really going to feel like 20 degrees for all y'all in the northeast, but it's not going to be 20 degrees. That's why you're not getting a whole bunch of snowfall on these storms. Then as you go later in the month, when this next storm system starts to set up, all this cold air on the 24th is going to start moving to the west side of the U.S. while y'all going on this big warm up, and it is going to bring some wind chills with it. The upper Midwest could feel like you're in teen temperatures with the wind chills, as well as a higher elevation. Just be aware of that. And then as it goes to the 25th and swings up towards Canada, the cold temperatures will reach down a little bit more, where northern Texas might be in the 40s. But everybody's not really too cold, because this cold air is starting to do its last few blasts, and it's going to start going away. But with the wind chills, as it leaves out, the upper Midwest could feel like you're in the 20s again for the 24th and 25th. And you can see this on National Weather Service for your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Above average in all this red, but you're going to start being a little bit below average in all this blue for the Northeast, upper Midwest, and the West Coast. Then as you go from your 8 to 14 days, well above average in all this red, except for the extreme New England states, a little bit below still. But all this below average temperatures are going to move to the west side of the U.S. Now, another issue that we're having, it did start the other day, and it's finally finishing up. We still have effects, though. Space weather, guys. Now, we had some CMEs fire off, some coronal mass injections, and the potential impacts is primarily poleward of 60 degrees geomagnetic latitude. Weak power grid fluctuations can occur from this. The aurora may be visible at high altitudes, northern tier of the U.S., such as northern Michigan and Maine. And you can see here at 60 degrees that it is going to affect still the northern half of the U.S., and it's still going to affect the U.K. as well. And these aurora lights that you can see at these times, you will be able to see them again. Now, as you look at this shot here, you can see the coronal mass injections firing out from the sun. And as you can see with the aurora forecast, it was very strong when it came in, especially towards the UK as well. But as you go through for today, it's going to start doing a weakening phase. It is going to strengthen right back up again. So later on when it gets dark, it's your best chances to see these auroras. But it is going to be up here on the top left. You see your time and date. It is going to strengthen right back up again before it goes away. So make sure you get a chance, if you want to see that after dark, you go see what's going on with those lights. Now, I do have these links in the description for you as well, so you can go keep up with it, so you can see what the magnitude is and where it's directing. But you can see how it was from the 14th to the 15th, and then it's going to go away, guys. So these are the last 2 days of what's going on with the CME. As well as these flare bursts, so you can see what they look like. And if you want to see what the size are compared to what Earth looks like, this is the size of the sunspot that it came out of. And you can see it on Earth scale. It is bigger than our planet, guys. But you can also see that we had our severity for today. It has gone up, and now it's starting to downgrade some. We did have the 5 for today. As we go through tomorrow, it's going to downgrade. And as we go through the 17th, it's just going to be settled down. Now, service interruptions are possible from April 18th through April 20th because of this. Power system maintenance at the Space Weather Prediction Center is scheduled for April 18th through the 20th. While every effort will be made to minimize the impacts, some interruptions of data, products, and service is expected. And it should return to normal later than Wednesday, April 20th. Plus, this is a 30-minute aurora forecast, so you can see what's going on. Link in the description as well. It updates every 30 minutes. And you can see right here for Canada, as well as the polar region, that y'all are in the stormy paths of what's going on with the CME. While it's still active for the sub-auroral down here, so northern U.S., mostly like I said, Michigan and Maine, you have the best chances in the U.S. to see any of these northern lights. You can see it here for the South Pole as well as the North Pole, and this is live. Plus, let's talk about this possibility of this system that's been forming in the Atlantic. I'm sure everybody's seen it. I'm just like everybody's seen it. It isn't doing anything. But I see people pushing the agenda, trying to get their titles out there, saying that we have this tropical thing coming, and we don't. We never did. We never was going to. Now you can see right here by Puerto Rico towards Jamaica that you are going to be in an upper third historical rainfall. So it is going to bring some heavy rainfall to y'all when this comes around. And it's going to be above average rainfall in the U.S. That's about it, guys. As well as when that cold front comes down. From the 20th to 26th, you can see how they have it for 7-day mean temperatures in the lower third of historical. So it is going to bring some colder temperatures than normal, what we're used to this time of year. But you can see this right here. Your above average rainfall is the green. The striped green is upper third historical range of rainfall. And the blue is a lower third historical range in temperatures. Now, as we check with the Euro to see what the possibility locations of low pressure systems, you can see how we get that small little system in the northeast not really doing much, strengthening it up as it leaves. And that's all the way to the 17th. Plus, we get these storms in the south, as well as that little system that's coming through the upper Midwest, very weak. It's going to bring a little bit of snowfall, but this low pressure system is going to leave out from the southeast, and that's where your possible coastal storm can be. But as you can tell, it does strengthen up as it pulls away. It's not going to be a strong nor'easter, it's going to be a coastal storm. As well as a low pressure system. You can see how you got that tropical wave that reaches all the way out, but it's not doing anything. It never showed it was going to do anything. It always got steered by this high pressure, and it always pulled it out to the east-northeast. It was never even nothing to talk about. Just people are desperate, I guess, to talk about hurricane season. It's too early. But you can see for yourself, it don't go anywhere. No option. And it's getting blocked by that cold front, so it's going to be getting shear and wind, and there's no way it can come in, guys. And you can also see this with GFS. You got that system that strengthens up in 2.5 to 3 days as it leaves out. No big deal. As we get that system in the upper Midwest, it is going to be bringing a little bit of snowfall. Then when we get the low pressure systems building up in the northeast, it's just going to be a coastal storm. Very weak. Upper level low probably until the last minute. Then strengthen up as it leaves while we get that next system right around the 21st. And it is going to bring a little bit more snowfall, but the majority of that snowfall is going to be into Canada. That storm is going north. As well as that tropical wave that is right out there by the Bahamas. You can see it's pretty much all it is a tropical wave. It's not going to amount to much. You can also see this in all the ensembles that's showing on with this storm that's going on. As this storm passes by the southeast, and you can see right here, it does show some pretty dramatic scenes that storm could go up towards the northeast and be an issue. But guys, this is way too early. I've been following this storm for a long time, and I didn't want to bother you with it. It never showed anything. Matter of fact, you look right here, this is your controlled member. This is what's going to be the outcome out of all these members. You can see how it just forms up an upper level low off the coast of the Carolinas and moves east, northeast. And it helps sometime around the 19th, helps form up late in the northeast. So it's not going to be no nor'easter. It's going to be a coastal storm that's going to strengthen up as it goes away. At the same time, you can see that that tropical wave did not do anything, guys. It's getting blocked by high pressure on the east and west of it, and it just dissipates and goes away. Nothing coming out of that tropical wave. It never did show that. Matter of fact, if you look for chances for a tropical depression to come out of anything over there, in 4 days, you can see you grow a little area of maybe 5% up to 10%, but it don't quite have that purple to it. So 5% chance of a tropical depression to form. It does grow a little stronger as you go towards 5 days, then you go towards 7 days, and then it dissipates. It never comes anywhere near this. It always showed it was going to pull away. It always showed it was going to be something very weak, if anything. And here's a look with the Euro as that system forms out in a few days and strengthens as it leaves out the northeast. We get that very weak system come across the upper Midwest, bringing the snowfall. But then you can see that low pressure system does build up right on the northeast, right around the 19th. But it's weak, and then it gets stronger as it leaves. So it's not going to be nor'easter. It is going to be a coastal storm. And that upper level low, that tropical wave, is literally an upper level low, guys. And then it forms out, gets squished in between two high pressures of the cold front and the high pressure that's in the Atlantic. It never did anything. It never showed that it would do anything. So please watch people pushing those narratives, guys. But as you can see, as we go for this first system coming on the 18th, it is going to bring in some snowfall to the upper Midwest, rainfall right below it as it moves through the Ohio Valley. Gets a little bit of Michigan, mostly upper Michigan, and it goes up to Canada and not really much for anybody else. And the next big system that comes around the 20th and 21st, it is going to strengthen up by the upper Midwest, but it's mostly going to be Canada getting any snowfall off that one as well. We're going to be seeing a high ridge, and it's going to be doing a lot of rainfall. Also for the northeast, you can see in 48 hours, you literally get a little weak coastal storm, not doing much. Then as you go for that next system that builds up, comes from the upper Midwest, comes to the northeast, you can see how it forms up a little chance right off the coast, bringing everybody some rainfall. Strengthens up as it leaves. Only people that might be seeing some snowfall will be the extreme New England states. That's about it. It never was going to be anything big, just a little coastal storm, guys. Matter of fact, when you look at all the controlled members right around noon on the 19th on Tuesday, almost all of them show, except for maybe one, that it was going to be any kind of snowfall. All of them show that it was going to be rain. This is just going to be a coastal storm. It's not going to be no nor'easter. Now, that first system coming through within the next 4 days is going to be putting some snowfall to the upper Midwest. If you look up here for your controlled member, you see it's not going to be a lot on that first one. All this blue is indicative to 1 to 5 inches, as well as for northern Minnesota, northern Montana, and North Dakota. Then as we get that second system pushed through, that's where you get a little bit more of the major snowfall. You can see in all these members, most of this is going to the north. Some of them show extreme snowfall for North Dakota, Minnesota. You can see it down here as well. But this is your controlled member. This is the most likely outcome, what's going to happen with all this information. And all it does is really add up 7 to 10 inches possibly for northern Wisconsin. That's about it. The rest of this is going into Canada. Here's your shot from the Great Lakes. All this gray is indicative to maybe an inch of snowfall. The blue is 1 to 5. Then as that next system comes off and goes into Canada, it will bring Canada all the snowfall. But you can see right here in the controlled member that you have the major snowfall for anywhere to 7 to 9, 7 to 10 inches for northern Wisconsin. And it will carry some snowfall towards Canada as well. And your shot for the Northeast. That coastal storm that comes starts in 4 days. From 4 to 6 days, you can see who's going to be getting any snowfall. It's going to be extreme New England states. All that blue is 1 to 5 inches. All that purple is 7 to 9 inches. And the little spots of pink, mostly the higher elevations for New Hampshire, Maine, as well as Vermont. You have a chance of getting up to a foot. I will keep you updated. It's still 5 days away. And that next system that comes through Canada, it does not affect y'all at all. It don't add up any more snowfall for y'all whatsoever. But as you follow this tropical wave that moves up, you can see it forming up a little bit. Get down to 1009, guys, just for 6 hours. That's it. And then it goes away. It's always showed that. Matter of fact, if you look at it, you'll see it's always shown it right there. Low, upper level low, a tropical wave, a little bit of a system. That is it. It always showed it right there. It never showed this to be any kind of threat whatsoever. So you got to watch people, especially for this hurricane season, guys, because there's going to be a lot of people pushing their agenda on trying to get a little scary titles going on. This never showed to be anything. It never did. That's why I never brought it to your attention. There was no reason. And it's not even bringing a lot of rainfall. As you can see for Puerto Rico, maybe a ½ an inch in the next 5 days. Jamaica, maybe a little over ½ an inch in the next 5 days, as well as Bahamas. Very weak amount of rainfall. Now, it will affect Turks and Caicos. Y'all could get up to an inch or two out of this. And the next 10 days, it's a little bit iffy on where the rainfall is going to go. But GFS and Euro both agree that it's going to be in this region, from Dominican Republic over to Turks and Caicos for you have this rainfall. And Cockburn Town is anywhere from 2 to 3+ inches on both of the models. Everybody else, I wouldn't even worry. But you can see this on your 500 millibar vorticity. As we go into the 17th, you get a little system for the New England states. As we get that system for the upper Midwest, bringing that little bit of snowfall. And it will go to the northeast, and it will be a coastal storm. It's not going to be a strong nor'easter, guys. As well as that tropical wave that's moving through. It's not even really a tropical wave. It's more like an upper level low that just dissipates and gets decimated by that cold front that comes in. Nothing to worry about. But we do still have this storm coming in from the 21st for the southwest, and it will go to the upper Midwest by the 24th, and it will bring some severe weather in front of it. So I will update you, but that's not going anywhere to the east neither. That's going to the north, but it is bringing severe weather in front of it. So I will keep you updated. Make sure you subscribe. And I usually update every single day, just not Friday from sundown to sundown Saturday. That is Sabbath. And I never do that unless we have a life at risk or something very important. Then I will put out a video. Matter of fact, the live streams are coming soon like I used to do years ago. I used to do this for years every day. Didn't matter for a big event or not. When I had an event that y'all needed coverage, I was there for you, and I will be again. That's why I haven't been doing it every day here yet, because I've been doing a lot of setup, a lot of moving around for what's going on in my head. I have a lot of ideas that I want to bring into it, especially some new things that I see nobody doing. So you will be seeing that in the future as well. So make sure you subscribe. But as well as everything else, God bless you. May y'all have a very blessed and happy Friday as we go into our Sabbath this weekend. And remember, it is Passover from sundown today all the way to sundown next Friday. So make sure you eat unleavened bread. Don't have it leavened. And for those that don't know, Passover represents when Moses helped the Israelites get out of Egypt and get their freedom. Same thing now. We're celebrating Jesus saving us from our sins and bringing us into freedom. So make sure you celebrate Sabbath and make sure you celebrate Passover. God bless all of you. At the same time, it comes to what I want to read for today. Deuteronomy 16, 1 through 8. Observe the month of Abib, and keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God. For in the month of Abib the Lord thy God brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto the Lord thy God, of the flock and the herd, in the place which the Lord shall choose to place his name there. Thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction. For thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, that thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt all the days of thy life. And there shall be no leavened bread seen with thee in all thy coasts 7 days. Neither shall there anything of the flesh, which thou sacrifice the first day at eve, remain all night until the morning. Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee. But at the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name in, there thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Egypt. And thou shalt roast and eat it in the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. And thou shalt turn in the morning and go unto thy tents. 6 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and on the 7th day shall be a solemn assembly to the Lord thy God. Thou shalt do no work therein. Amen. God bless all of you. May you have a very peaceful, a very joyful, a very fulfilling Passover. It's one of the best days, one of the best weeks of our lives every year. Amen. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. If you find this information helpful, please share this to another. If you don't use social media, please hit that like button. Let it get recommended to new people. Let them know what's going on in the world. At the same time, all power, all glory does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, our Father. Amen. Hallelujah. Have a very blessed weekend, guys. I'll see you Sunday morning.